The new Fat Controller was settling well into his role as head of the railway. Everything was running smoothly and more people and goods were traveling by rail than ever before. For this increase in traffic, the Fat Controller had added brand new services to fit into a tighter schedule. One of these services was a special coach that Gordon brought to the big station on the Midday Express. Thomas then meets him and takes the coach up his branch line on the lunchtime train. Thomas wasn't too enthusiastic when he first heard about the new service, as he told to Toby the night before the first train was to take place. "A third coach? Going to the big station? What rubbish!" "It seems like a good idea to me, not having to switch from the express to a commuter train, and then getting off at the junction to head up the branch line. Just all in one big go. A lot of fuss over nothing if you ask me." "I don't think the Fat Controller was thinking of you when he came up with it," Toby laughed. "You know he wants to make everything easier for the passengers and goods clients." "What about easier for me? If they want easier, they can ride the bus." Toby stopped laughing. "That's not funny, Thomas. The buses caused my old line to shut down." "Whew!" Thomas huffed and went to sleep. The new service started the next day. Thomas and Toby watched as Gordon blew through the junction with the new coach at the head of the express. "So there it is then. I still don't like it." "Oh, I know. You won't shut up about it. You weren't here the last time we tried having a third coach. It didn't end too nicely. Besides, how will this work with my push-pull?" "You'll be facing forwards the run up," said the driver. "Toby will take the coach back to the big station with his evening goods." "Will it be stored in the passenger shed? How will we get back to Barrow?" Thomas didn't listen to the rest of the conversation. A naughty idea had dawned on him. He set off quietly with a smirk on his face. Toby saw it and groaned. "Oh dear, Henrietta. Thomas has got a plan." Around half an hour later, the Fat Controller stepped out of his office to go to lunch, just in time to see Thomas departing the big station. He thought nothing of it at first, and then whirled back around. Only Annie and Clarabelle followed Thomas out of the station. The Fat Controller quickly departed the station to find the pilot, Percy. Percy, for his part, was taking a nice big drink in the yards. The Fat Controller walked briskly up to him. "Having a nice drink, Percy?" Yes, sir." "Is all the work done?" "Yes, sir. Henry's just leaving now, and James is collecting the goods." "Are you forgetting something, Percy?" "No, sir. Everything's just right." "Are you sure?" "Yes, sir." "Then why did I see Thomas leaving the big station with the wrong train?" "Wrong train, sir?" "Yes, that new coach wasn't with him. You were supposed to leave it at the platform. I thought you knew how to follow directions. Now I have a missing coach on my hands." "But sir, but what, Percy?" Thomas shunted away the express for me. I was delayed putting together James's train. I wasn't there to see him leaving, so he left without it." I heard he doesn't like the new arrangement. I suspect this is deliberate. Please take me to the coach shed, Percy. We have to sort this mess out." "Oh, right away, sir." And with that, Percy headed off to the harbor with the Fat Controller riding along. A crowd of angry passengers erupted from the coach shed as they neared it. The Fat Controller quickly got them to calm down and pay attention. "Ladies and gentlemen, I deeply apologize about this mix-up on our brand new service. Percy here will be personally escorting you up the Farquhar branch with a complimentary meal service as proper compensation. Now Percy, go get those lunch cars in order." Percy bustled off happily to collect the special coaches. Later, Thomas sat simmering at the river station in a foul mood. Toby had taken his passengers while he had been shunted aside in the small goods yard. From his position, he saw Percy pull into the platform with the special coaches. The Fat Controller strode over to the yards.
How do you like our accommodations for the passengers, Thomas?
It's very nice, sir. I didn't know we were getting a special, though.
You see, it was very last minute for the passengers you trapped when you shunted away the special coach.
The Fat Controller smiled as he saw Thomas's expression slide.
Yes, I've heard all about your little stunt. Percy will be taking your trains for the rest of the day. If it happens again, I'll send you back to the yards where you'll learn to shunt properly again. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir.
Good.
And the Fat Controller went back to the coaches. Percy looked at Thomas cheekily.
He's much more grumpier than Topham. Much more no nonsense. Doesn't take too kindly to being tricked. Kinda like me. This'll teach you.
It did teach Thomas. The next day, he pulled into the big station and ran to get a drink. When he came back, the special coach sat politely chatting with Andy and Clarabelle at the second platform. He pulled off from the station under the close eye of the new Fat Controller.